Water comes in many different forms and can be found in many different places. From lakes to rivers to creeks and oceans, where water is found can be directly linked to where people live. Water sources such as rivers can be really important as a part of the community that they flow through. Take for instance the Mekong River in Vietnam.
And down by the river, locals have been up since the crack of dawn, trading on the famous Mekong River.
Wow, look at this.
The Mekong River begins in Tibet and travels 4,500 kilometres through 6 countries before eventually splitting into 9 branches and flowing into the South China Sea. It's often referred to as the mystic dragon with 9 tails. The locals call it Kulong, the river of 9 dragons that protects communities. The region produces 3 harvests a year, and the locals trade with each other on their boats. You can tell what each boat is trading by what is flying from its mast, and no cargo seems too big as tons of sand and cement flow by. And just because we're on the river doesn't mean it's tools down. It's the perfect time for some morning tea, so I've got to get off our boat to do the deal.
Xin chào.
Xin chào.
I have melon. Take this one. Thank you.
Morning tea is perfect.
So amazing. You're gonna love this, Daniel. So good.
What's Daniel?
It's time to explore the little villages alongside the river. Under the shade of the coconut trees, tourist stalls line the river, and behind them, families are hard at work turning their ever-so-fresh produce, ranging from bananas, pineapples, mangoes, into all sorts of food, from lollies to pancakes and everything in between.
As you can see, the Mekong Delta and the Mekong River itself are very important parts of the way that people live in Vietnam. And this is just one example of a water source around the world that people use as part of their day-to-day lives. It's important that we keep these places safe, pristine, secure, and sustainable for the times ahead. Otherwise, these people's livelihoods and their way of life may be affected.